Hi, it's Ken Whitehouse here from Hart, Honda Australia Rider Training. Today I'd like to talk about what we do if we find ourselves in a situation where our scooter is on its side. Now hopefully that's never going to happen, but sometimes accidents do occur. If we find ourselves there, we need to think about how we can get our scooter back up on its two wheels without hurting ourselves or without hurting the bike. So we find ourselves with our scooter on its side. First things first, let's make sure we're alright. Check ourselves and the environment. Are we in any danger? Are we in the middle of the road with the cars bearing down? Everything safe? If the scooter's still running, let's turn it off. So I've checked the environment and I've checked myself. I'm all safe. Now I need to get the scooter back up on its wheels without hurting myself or the scooter. First, I'm going to put the side stand down. I only want to pick the scooter up once. Note to self, only ever crash to the right. If I have a handbrake, I'm going to apply that as well so the bike can't roll away. We've all been taught when we pick things up, to protect our back we need to bend down at the knees and use our big strong thigh muscles. We're going to do the same thing. We're also going to employ leverage, the easiest way to pick up heavy items. I'm going to take a line from the back wheel running through the handlebars, extend that through with my body. I'm going to point the front wheel up to the sky, and I'm going to cup my two hands under the low bar. I'm going to keep my head up, eyes up, which is going to keep my back straight. I lift and walk towards the scooter, over onto the side stand. So we've got our scooter back up on its wheels. Now, before we just jump on and ride off, we need to make sure that the things that are supposed to be there are still there. So let's do a walk around and make sure that everything's where it's supposed to be. My mirrors are still intact and tight. My levers are still there with the ball ends on them. My number plate, my rego's there. All right, so far so good. I also need to think that the scooter's been down on this side. It may have got a bit of a whack on the throttle. I need to make sure that the throttle is going to flick back to its idle position. I'm going to make sure that that happens in a couple of spots because it's very important. Also need to make sure that my brake lever is still working as a brake lever. Sometimes they can break in the pivot point, so I'm going to give it a good squeeze to make sure that it's still attached properly. I now need to start the scooter up. It's been on its side and it may have some fuel in places where it's not supposed to be. So I'm going to let it rest just for a little while to let the fluid settle, and I'm going to try and start it as normal. Try and start the bike up. If it's not working, make sure your kill switch is in the on position. Continue to try. If after a few minutes you still can't get it to start, it might be time to ring for some help. So, how we pick up a scooter. I hope you never find yourself in that situation, but if you do, that's the easiest and safest way to pick up your scooter without hurting yourself. Remember, bend with the knees, use leverage, keep your head up. If you'd like any other tips for safe riding, come and see us at Hart. Safe riding.